Caryl Churchill's Top Girls, first performed in 1982, is a groundbreaking feminist play that explores women's roles in society, the cost of success under capitalism, and the intersections of gender, class, and power. Known for its experimental structure and sharp political edge, Top Girls critiques both Thatcherite ideology and certain strains of mainstream feminism that prioritize individual achievement over collective liberation. Set in early 1980s Britain, Top Girls combines surrealism and realism, past and present, to examine how women navigate a patriarchal world. The play's innovative form, featuring non-linear time, overlapping dialogue, and historical fantasy, allows Churchill to juxtapose women's historical struggles with contemporary ambition, asking, "What does it mean for a woman to succeed, and at what cost?" Act 1. The Dinner Party. The play opens with a surreal dinner party hosted by Marlene, a successful career woman at the Top Girls employment agency. She celebrates her promotion to managing director by dining with 5 legendary or historical women from different times and cultures. Pope Joan, a woman who, disguised as a man, allegedly became pope in the 9th century. Isabella Bird, a 19th-century Scottish explorer and writer. Lady Nijo, a 13th-century Japanese courtesan turned Buddhist nun. Dol Gret, a Flemish peasant woman depicted in a Bruegel painting, who leads other women into hell. Patient Griselda, a character from Boccaccio and Chaucer's tales, known for her extreme obedience to her husband. This scene is non-realistic and features overlapping dialogue, with characters often interrupting one another. Each woman recounts the hardships they faced: violence, silencing, sacrifice, and suffering, under male-dominated structures. Though humorous at times, the scene builds a picture of female endurance, oppression, and the personal cost of male approval. The women talk, drink, and eat while Marlene listens, occasionally boasting about her own success. By the end, the mood shifts to discomfort and exhaustion, as the stories reveal the pain behind women's survival. Act 2. Workplace and Family. Act 2 shifts to realistic contemporary settings, depicting 2 key areas of Marlene's life. Scene 1. Top Girls employment agency. Set on Monday morning at the employment agency, this scene shows Marlene and her coworkers Win and Nell interviewing clients and discussing office politics. The agency helps women advance in their careers, and the atmosphere is competitive, fast-paced, and transactional. Marlene is confident and admired, but her views on success are individualistic and elitist. She dismisses welfare recipients and working-class women as lazy. Her admiration for Margaret Thatcher is clear: she's a tough lady. The clients interviewed reveal different social realities. Janine wants a promotion but is told not to mention marriage. Mrs. Kidd pleads with Marlene to give her husband the promotion instead, saying women's success emasculates men. Churchill uses these scenes to explore feminism's contradictions, showing how success for some women may come at the expense of others. Scene 2. Angie and Kit. The scene shifts to a backyard in Ipswich, where Angie, Marlene's teenage niece, plays with her friend Kit. Angie is troubled, fantasizes about violence, and dreams of going to London to live with Marlene. Kit is more precocious and academically gifted. The scene subtly reveals that Angie is emotionally and cognitively delayed, living with her mother Joyce and largely neglected. Angie's desire to be with Marlene hints at deeper familial tensions. Act 3. Revealing the Past. The final act is set a year earlier, in Joyce's kitchen in Ipswich. Marlene has returned from London to visit her sister and Angie. The sisters argue about politics. Marlene supports Thatcherism and meritocracy, while Joyce is a working-class single mother who feels abandoned by Marlene. Motherhood. It is revealed that Angie is Marlene's biological daughter, whom Joyce adopted and raised. Marlene gave her up to focus on her career. Class. Joyce resents Marlene's condescension and betrayal of her roots. Marlene defends her ambition and disdains working-class passivity. The argument becomes heated and emotionally raw. Marlene's success is revealed to have been built on sacrifice, denial, and severed familial ties. The act ends with Angie, unaware of her parentage, saying to herself, "Frightening." Her words capture the emotional undercurrents of betrayal, confusion, and loss. Character analysis. Marlene. Marlene is the central figure of the play, an ambitious, confident woman who has climbed the corporate ladder. She represents a Thatcherite feminist ideal, defined by individual success, meritocracy, and personal sacrifice. Her decision to abandon her child in pursuit of career success highlights the gendered cost of ambition. Marlene sees success as a zero-sum game, where weakness is punished and solidarity is irrelevant. Yet, Churchill does not portray her as evil. Marlene is a product of a system that demands impossible choices. Her pain is evident in the final scene, and her bravado masks emotional wounds. Joyce. Joyce represents the working-class, domestic, sacrificial woman, in many ways the antithesis of Marlene. She raises Angie, works hard, and feels abandoned by her sister. Her political views are socialist and rooted in community, labor rights, and mutual care. While Marlene prioritizes self-advancement, Joyce values responsibility and solidarity, even at the cost of personal fulfillment. Their conflict encapsulates the class divide within feminism, between corporate achievement and collective liberation. Angie. Angie is the silent center of the play's tragedy. She is a symbol of the generation left behind by ambitious women like Marlene. Abandoned by her biological mother and ill-equipped to succeed in a meritocratic society, Angie represents those excluded from feminism's gains. Her developmental struggles and sense of alienation make her vulnerable. Her whispered, "Frightening," at the end encapsulates the emotional toll of disconnection, ambition, and broken family bonds. The historical dinner guests. Each of the historical or mythical women in Act 1 reflects a different aspect of female endurance. Pope Joan. Intelligence and disguise in a male world. Isabella Bird. Freedom through exploration, made possible by wealth and privilege. Lady Nijo. Sexual and political servitude masked as loyalty. Dol Gret. Raw rage against male violence and war. Patient Griselda. Female obedience to the point of martyrdom. Together, they illustrate that patriarchal oppression transcends time and culture, and that survival often requires painful compromise. Themes and analysis. 1. Feminism and the cost of success. Churchill critiques a form of feminism that mirrors capitalist values, competition, individualism, and upward mobility, rather than challenging the structures that oppress all women. Marlene is a feminist icon on the surface, but her success comes at a steep cost. She gives up her child, abandons her sister, and perpetuates class divides. Her feminism is exclusive, benefiting only the women who can play by the rules of the male-dominated world. The play asks, what does it mean for a woman to make it? And what happens to those left behind? 2. Class and social inequality. The ideological divide between Marlene and Joyce reflects the tension between elite and grassroots feminism. Joyce supports collective struggle. Marlene believes in merit. Through characters like Mrs. Kidd and Janine, Churchill shows how class and gender intersect to shape women's opportunities. The employment agency scenes reveal that most women cannot afford to prioritize career at the cost of family. They must navigate both worlds without support. Churchill exposes how middle and upper-class feminism can ignore or exploit working-class women, and how true equality requires systemic change, not just personal success. 3. Motherhood and female identity. Motherhood is a central conflict in the play. Marlene rejects it to pursue her career, while Joyce embraces it, giving up her own prospects. The play critiques the false dichotomy forced upon women, mother or professional, never both. Angie, the daughter at the center of this conflict, becomes the embodiment of this sacrifice. The emotional distance between the sisters mirrors broader social narratives that pit women against each other for failing to live up to impossible standards. 4. Time, history, and female experience. The dinner party scene places modern feminism in dialogue with centuries of female struggle. These women are not ghosts, they are testimonies to ongoing repression, each with a different coping mechanism. Their stories reveal that despite societal advances, the core challenges remain: how to survive in male-dominated systems, how to love oneself, and how to care for others without losing oneself. The historical and contemporary parts of the play mirror each other, suggesting that progress is uneven, partial, and deeply compromised. 5. Language and theatrical form. Churchill's use of overlapping dialogue, non-chronological structure, and Brechtian distance breaks with traditional realism. This form disorients the audience, forcing them to engage critically rather than passively. The fragmented structure reflects the fragmentation of female identity, the chaotic nature of modern womanhood, and the disconnection between public success and private fulfillment. The formal innovations are not mere aesthetics, they embody the politics of the play. Conclusion. Caryl Churchill's Top Girls is a fierce, complex, and enduringly relevant critique of capitalist feminism, class division, and the personal cost of ambition. By weaving together surrealist fantasy and realist domestic drama, Churchill creates a multi-layered portrait of womanhood across history. Marlene, the play's central figure, is both admirable and tragic, a woman who rises by replicating the very systems that exclude her. Her success is hollow, marked by isolation and loss. The play refuses to offer easy answers or heroes. Instead, it forces the audience to reckon with the contradictions of liberation within oppressive systems. With its inventive structure, sharp dialogue, and emotional power, Top Girls remains one of the most politically incisive and theatrically daring plays in the feminist canon. It asks us not just whether women can succeed, but what kind of world we want success to exist in, and who gets left behind when we don't ask that question.